Hello and welcome back, I'm Shrike here with another D&D video. Today I'm doing something a bit different because I'm going to introduce you to some really amazing people making amazing content here on YouTube. I'm going to put this disclaimer out there right away. I'm probably not going to mention every single Dungeons & Dragons YouTuber that you like. I had planned on only sharing 5 Dungeons & Dragons YouTubers, but I've really struggled to actually get it down to 5, so I'm going to give you 7 instead. But really there are so many D&D YouTubers out there who are doing an amazing stuff that if I tried to mention every single one of them, this video would probably be 472 hours long. So if I miss out a YouTuber that you love, rather than having a go at me, just go down in the comments and let me know who they are and I'll go check them out because I might not have heard of them before. And that way people watching this video, you can go down into the comments and see other D&D YouTubers that other people have recommended. Before we get on with the rest of the video, I want to introduce you to the first YouTuber, who's me. I am Shrike and I make tutorials, reviews, discussion videos, first look videos, and loads of other content around Dungeons & Dragons. If that sounds like something you're into, make sure to hit the subscribe button and then ding the notification bell right next to it so you get notified when I upload more videos. So let's kick this video off with the king of Kickstarter himself, Mathew Koval. He has said in the past that his main motivation to become a YouTuber is to teach Dungeons & Dragons players how to become Dungeon Masters. And there's one series of videos that he calls Running the Game that are great to do just that. Honestly, if you go and watch that entire series, you will have a much broader understanding of Dungeons & Dragons and be a much better Dungeon Master. There are 2 things that really stand out to me when I think of why he has become such a successful YouTuber. The first of which are his communication skills. By trade, he's a writer. He's written 2 fantasy books, so if you're into that, go and check them out. And he's also been the writer on games such as Mercenaries and Evolve. I think being a writer by trade makes it so that he can communicate the point that he wants to get across in his videos really well. Like really, there's never any fluff or filler text in his videos. Every single sentence that he says gives you value. And then the second reason he really stands out amongst other YouTubers is the energy that he portrays when he's making his videos. I think these 2 aspects merged together is the true reason why his content is so great. If you want to see these 2 aspects merged together really well in his videos, he used to do a series called Campaign Diaries. In the series, he would talk about the last D&D session he had. The first half would be him describing what actually happened in a sort of cinematic storytelling style. And then the second half was him talking about it from a DM view, and you can really get some value out of how he DMs. And because of his communication skills and his energy, the first part of those videos when he's talking about what happened last session really grips you. It's like listening to an audiobook. Like really, I'm not exaggerating. And then the second part is full of rich value that you can get to add to your D&D games. He's recently also started live streaming his games and making D&D products, so it's really awesome to watch him expand his horizons beyond YouTube. So especially if you're a Dungeon Master, go and check out Mathew Koval's videos, they will give you so much help. The next YouTuber I'm going to introduce to you is Jacob from XP to Level 3. Now Jacob has a unique skill to be able to bring humour to an informational video. He has one series in particular where the premise is he takes a class from Dungeons & Dragons and he explains how to play it. But he injects a lot of humour into the videos, making it enjoyable along the way, but at the same time you are genuinely learning how to play that class. I think one of my favourite series that he's done that he doesn't upload as much anymore is called the D&D Stories. And that's where he sits down with one of his players from the D&D games and they just recount an amazing thing that happened in one of their games. I think I really like these videos because it really shows off the personality of Jacob and his friends, and you can see that they're genuinely getting excited when they're recounting these stories. And watching that sort of infectious, you know? And I think we've all encountered that time when we were talking to our friends after a game and we're still getting really excited because of something that just happened. So what's not fun about being included in that? In some of his more recent videos, he also takes a topic which is talked about quite a lot in the D&D community and gives his take on it. Some examples of these is magic damage is dumb and human fighters are fun. These are really enjoyable to watch if you're intertwined with the D&D community. He's also recently started doing funny sketch style videos, so if that's your sort of thing, go and watch them, they're really funny. The third YouTuber I want to introduce you to is often seen in some of Jacob's videos, and that is Logan, also known as the Runesmith. Jacob and Logan used to have a YouTube channel together, but decided to split off into 2 different YouTube channels, but they still collaborate quite a lot. They also have a third channel called Arcane Arcade, where they live stream games together, so if you want to see either of them as a DM or a player, you can go over there and check them out. The one thing that stands out the most for Logan's videos are definitely the way that he can use editing to add humour. As well as Jacob, he's just a funny person, but he's honed his craft on how to use editing to add humour to his videos. If you want to see what I mean by this, there's a series he does called Basically, where he takes an aspect of D&D, such as a monster, and he breaks it down for you. If you watch any of those videos, you'll see what I mean about how he uses editing to add to the humour of the video. Aside from the humour of those videos, they're actually really informative and they can give you some really good inspiration to use in your games. Early on in his channel, he also has some videos where he delved deep into the D&D universe, talking about different schools of magic, different planes of existence. So if you're new to D&D and you want to learn more about the lore in Dungeons & Dragons, they're great videos to watch. The next YouTuber I want to introduce you to is Nate from WASD20. A big chunk of his content revolves around maps, being if that's battle maps, region maps, world maps, anything like that. So if you are a bit of a map lover like I am, you're going to love his channel. In fact, thinking about it, I think everything that I've learned about maps in D&D has been from his channel. I'm not sure if he used to be a teacher or if he's still a teacher, but you can tell that his teaching experience has really helped his videos. They're really clear, easy to follow, so you can become a map maker in no time. Outside of map making content, he's also done reviews of D&D books, so if you're not sure which one to buy, go and watch his reviews and it might help you out. He's also made some tutorials on the basics like how to create a character, so if you're a new player, go check out them and you'll learn it in no time. Now let's go on to someone who is mostly known for being a dungeon master for a live streamed D&D game called High Rollers, but he does actually have his own YouTube channel, Mark Sherlock Humes. One of my favourite series that he's done is called Behind the Screen, and that's where he talks about his upcoming game and how he prepares for it. It's a great insight to see how a great dungeon master prepares for their game. And if you are a High Rollers fan, it lets you behind the screen to see a little bit more about the story. Outside of High Rollers content, he's also made a few tutorial style videos to teach new people the ways of Dungeons & Dragons. He also had a short series of podcasts where he talked to Dungeons & Dragons personalities, which is definitely worth a watch. He's also done some videos about his experience LARPing, so if you're into LARPing, he might be a good personality for you to go and watch. Now this next channel that I want to talk to you about is a bit different than the others because it's not talking about how to play Dungeons & Dragons, but it's talking about the D&D lore. Mr. Rex started his YouTube career doing lore videos for the game Skyrim, but has recently transitioned into doing lore videos about Dungeons & Dragons. A lot of the videos he makes are about the monsters of Dungeons & Dragons, but he has recently started talking about spells, empires, space, and different aspects of Dungeons & Dragons. What makes these videos really good and awesome to watch is how deep he dives into the topic. He goes beyond what you can find in the latest D&D books and goes all the way back to even the original books to teach you everything there is out there about the topic. The use of music and his expressive voice really grips you as you're watching his videos. Go and watch his videos if you want inspiration for your own game and for the stories that you're weaving. It's also good just to build your knowledge. I cannot tell you the amount of times that players have asked me a question that I would not have known the answer for if I hadn't watched his videos. And if you're a Dungeon Master and you feel like your game lacks the depth of lore as some of these other games that you're watching online, go and watch his videos and just implement some of that into your game. The last D&D YouTuber I want to introduce you to are a bit different than the others because there's two of them, and that is WebDM. Their videos are a completely different dynamic because there's two of them just chatting to each other. It feels like you're a third person in a conversation rather than having someone just talk at you like I'm doing now. And because there's two of them bouncing ideas off each other, it really breeds some good conversation, so you can learn a lot. One thing I will warn you about their channel are that their videos are quite long and there are absolutely tons of them. But if you have the time, go and watch them and I promise you, you will learn a lot. And opposed to the normal, this is how you do this thing in Dungeons & Dragons, their videos are a little bit more general than that. Because they're just conversational style videos, they just pick a topic like curses in D&D or the astral plane or what to do with problem characters and they just chat about it. Jim and Pruitt both just really come across as nice guys that you would want to have a conversation with, so I really think that helps their videos as well. And there you have it, there are 7 YouTubers that I've introduced you to today. All of their channels will be down in the description, so go and check them out and thank me later. If there's anyone I have missed out that you think should have been mentioned in this video, put them down in the comments so I can go and check them out. If you found this video useful and you've been introduced to someone new, please do give it a like and make sure to subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And until next time, happy gaming.